a better term, LeRusso's been on. But you can't forget the hot streak he was on when he got here. That's also every bit Chris LeRusso. And rest assured, Chris LeRusso looking to get his footing back.
LeRusso from behind, but Baker takes him down. And
handful of hair.
Nope. Personal quickly. And you don't want to mess with Britt Baker. LeRusso maybe thought that he would have the advantage in a wilder environment. That may not be the case.
And Britt there with a back elbow.
Well, she's had some great mentorship lately, baby. Nice takedown by Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Up and over. Sunset flip, but keep in mind the size discrepancy here. LeRusso, great hang time on the leg drop, it just came up empty. And Baker responds to that thrust kick submission attempt. We've seen Baker win many of the Women's Championship defenses with his modified Rings of Saturn.
But, and I need to point out, Britt Baker not used to wrestling someone with this much additional strength, size, and while we're at it, let's not discount his years of experience.
Oh, sure. Student of the game is Chris LeRusso, whether you like him or not.
Oh,
got the leg drop that time. And LeRusso, who has got to be, what, 190, 200 pounds? I mean, he's up. You can see the choke cinched in. LeRusso's not a small man in his own right. LeRusso is somebody that's going to use his size as an advantage all the way through. Britt can't be in close confines for long. Can't get into a power game with Chris LeRusso.
Well, he knows what his advantage is here, and of course he's going to exploit it.
And I wonder, Jay Worth, based on how LeRusso started this matchup, coming after Britt Baker from behind, was that calm demeanor online a ruse? Is LeRusso putting a lot of extra pressure on himself to snap this losing streak, knowing what's at stake?
Well, in the back of your mind, it has to be weighing on you. If he's wrestling a female with that's
backbreaker for two,
that much smaller than him, he has to think, I have an advantage. I should win this match.
Well, Jay Worth, I mean, we've seen over the years, one of the big things about Super Indy has been succeeding in spite of your size. Think about men like Gory, like Facade, like Hentai, who came into their own through Super Indy tournaments and matchups.
Oh, very true. And not so much a whip as just throwing her into that turnbuckle.
And you can see with the impact propelling Britt right off the turnbuckle and crashing hard down to the canvas.
She landed into it like on her side and hip. Not normally you try and turn yourself around so you land with your back first to it.
It looked like she got propelled out of a car crash. And wait a minute, Russo! Potentially an unwise risk. Got caught trying to go coast to coast.
Baker took a step back and threw that super kick right into his jaw.
And LeRusso tries to capitalize, tries to regain the advantage. It's Britt with a neck breaker. 2 count, 2.5. Jay Worth, we don't see LeRusso take risks that great, usually this early in a contest. Was that a mistake?
I mean, possibly, but you have to believe he's just looking to get this over with.
Sling blade by Baker. Shoulders down, Baker. Oh, into the submission. LeRusso got the shoulder up, and Britt transitioned with the momentum beautifully.
You have to believe that Chris LeRusso in the back of his head was viewing this as a buy into the tournament, and it hasn't been going that way so far. Oh! Just ramming the back of her head into that turnbuckle.
And Britt just goes limp immediately. LeRusso found a way around that Britt Rings of Saturn for a second time. He seemed to have a formula figured out, but look at Britt. Elevates LeRusso, caught himself, but couldn't get that head of steam. Handful of hair by LeRusso.
Handful of hair, and that's all it took. Yanked her down to the mat.
Second attempt here. LeRusso caught Britt flush with the forearm on that occasion. And was, wait, a third time into the submission. LeRusso got too cocky on that cover.
And she has that pulled back tight.
LeRusso shifts the weight for 2.
And a kick to the gut.
And if LeRusso's looking past Britt Baker, thumbs down.
Up, thumbs down.
LeRusso just Batista bombed Britt Baker, an homage to the man who hired him last Monday night. And a thrust kick right to the face. That'll do it.
No.
Jay Worth, that thrust kick, shades of Adam Cole.
Very true. I thought he said something along the lines of say hello to your boyfriend for me. Right before he thrust that kick into her mouth.
We've seen LeRusso and Adam Cole go one-on-one in IWC in the past. Still bad blood there, you gotta believe. And Britt is just lifeless.
And you know that LeRusso is the type to carry that bad blood in with him into this match. So, and kick to the face.
But Britt wants to make
elbow.
history. There's been no female Super Indy entrance in the 17-year history of the tournament. Granata nicely done. Could be all.
No.
Britt would love to represent her gender, represent the women's wrestling movement, and represent her own career in IWC by going out on a huge high note. And LeRusso struggling to get to his feet. I think LeRusso, some of his erratic behavior has truly cost him in this matchup.
Oh!
And until a moment ago, he was definitively on the defensive. Look out. And those super kicks are no accident, as we touched on. Britt may be out. LeRusso into Super Indy 18. No.
And still some gas in the tank. LeRusso, I think, shocked that he hasn't put her away yet. I think he's underestimating the tenacity of Britt Baker.
What it comes down to, Jay Worth, is we've seen Britt's pet move, that Rings of Saturn.
All good things must come to an end.
LeRusso's had her number, and now going to finish off the IWC career of Britt Baker. No! Britt counters.
Elbow to the mouth.
Yeah, little ripcord action that time. Thrust kick of her own. And now, wait a minute. LeRusso trapped dead center. LeRusso dazed from those shots. Oh, LeRusso chops the shoulders, but Britt hangs on and traps LeRusso.
Yep. Brings him over. Yanks him back down.
What is this, the 5th time? LeRusso's caught.
And he can't get up. Oh, and she has him by the jaw. Just pulling down. He gave up. He gave up.